Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Gooners podcast. So we had a break with the international break. We also took a little bit of break, but we are back with the lot of news to talk about the transfers, to talk about the international break, and of course the Everton game that's gonna come up. With me today, I have Arun with me. Hi, Arun.
Hello.
And Deepak. Hi, Deepak.
Hello.
So before we start, as usual, please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that the notification would reach you. It's been amazing because the United review was a good game, good review. So hope that support continues. And if you want to be part of this discussion, please do reach out, as we have been saying, and we have been having some folks here and there to talk about the games. And if you are in Vancouver area, please do come to the pub. And if you find me at the pub, do come and talk to me as the post-game
Which pub
interview.
is it?
Oh, Cinema Square. People know that. If you don't know, please go into the Vancouver Arsenal group and you will find details of the pub. So when you come there, you would see me with my camera. Come and talk to me so that post-game interviews you could be part of. Okay, all that aside, first question I have. I mean, I'm glad that Arun's here today because one of the bigger things that I wanted to discuss today. I mean, everyone knows where I'm coming to, Arun. So see, even Deepak's laughing right now. But the truth is that has to be discussed, right? Pepe is out of Arsenal at last, and we have not discussed this because there were like a lot of games. I don't want to take us away from, those important things. That's the on-pitch things. But he's out of Arsenal. Someone who was signed for 72 million went out for peanuts. Not just him. This has been a recurring theme, but Pepe sounds a bit, a big loss, both on financial side as well as player potential side.
Okay, yeah, that's a good question, but it wasn't a good deal made by us, was it? Like Pepe is not a player who was worth 72 million, and the way in which they made this transfer, there was a lot of things that happened behind the scenes. Like we heard about it once. People like Sanlehi and like all of those old administrative people, when they left, we heard about all that happened behind the scenes. So this is like very similar to what United paid for Anthony. It's becoming sort of like a situation where a lot of players never really realize their potential, and the need of the club sort of dictates the price in the transfer market. I don't know if we had the need for a player like Pepe at that point in time, but he had a terrific season which sort of like increased his value. And he did do well. Like when we do compare him with other people who have been like playing in the league right now, like again, the players whom we are comparing him with are also the ones who came in at a very high price. And like when compared to these people like a Sancho or an Anthony or like I'm lost for names right
Mudryk.
now.
Mudryk, is it too early to say that?
It is a little early to say that, but like Mudryk or even like Sterling for that matter, like there's again, Sterling is at a different point in time in his career, but like if you really think about it, he did have good returns. I wouldn't say he didn't have great returns, but not enough for a 72 million player. If you're going to be equating it that way, yeah, no. But then like he was not a 72 million player, so
But that's the problem, right? Like, yeah, he's not a 72 billion player, but we are not able to generate even like some money out of this deal. Like when he's going out, when a player of like 72 million stature in one season, and then he had decent seasons with us, and then we sent him out on loan again to France. Whether he did well or did not do well, he still went out for like peanuts. That team is the, our hope was that we will sell him to, Saudi Arabia, right? That's
Yeah,
the
but
idea. But
that's
he didn't generate interest even there.
that's the thing. Like when we think about these players, it like I said, like the need of the team determines the price. That's how the market is right now. We have been seeing that more and more in the sense that all of these smaller teams or like the mid-table teams that are trying to sell all of these players are always selling it to the big clubs and clubs in England because these are the only clubs that have money. You're right. He was at Nice, but Nice could not or they do not have the money to actually make a purchase even for like a 25 million for Pepe. Think about any of the other leagues. Think about Italy. No one has money there. Think about Spain outside of like Madrid and Barcelona. No one else has money there. So even if there was interest, there was no means for these teams to be able to get this player. So we had an option. We had an option whether to keep him and keep paying his salary without anything. But like now like I told you before we started, there was a news about like Saka having some recurrence of an Achilles heel injury that he had last season. So maybe he could have been like a backup. Pepe could have been a backup for Saka, but Mikel saw that he was not like fitting into the scheme of things or what we want to achieve in any way possible. He was a good player. I still would say he's a good player, but the problem with him was that he had a few issues that were never really corrected. Like he had issues that either it's the team, it's us, or it's him, that there was no like going to the next step with him. And when you have like a player who hasn't shown improvement over a longer period of time, the value in him would definitely like reduce. His value reduces, the interest in him reduces, because teams are always thinking about the value that an investment can bring in. And if there is no real value in bringing him as an investment, I don't see why there would be any interest. So I am hoping that this is the last of all of the bad transfers that we did, because all of the other transfers that we have done so far, in terms of the contracts, the values that has been like put together, and their values that we see, I believe that this would probably be the last of such transfers. It just reminds me of the time when Guendouzi had that great season under Emery. The first season, not a great season, he had a good season. His value was around 50 million. We chose like not to sell him when we could have and made a lot of profit. And the next season we were struggling to move him on loan. So like that entire crop of players that we got during that period, that regime, has actually like struggled to get us any returns. And that was not the only case. We had to like cancel Williams' contract. We had to cancel Aubameyang. If it could happen to Aubameyang, it could happen to anybody. So that's how I would say that. I mean, like it for me, it's done. Okay, like we can move past it now. So I'm just happy with that part.
I mean, Deepak, is it done though? Because the thing is, like, even if I look at the people that we tried to sell, or like, okay, leave Nicholas Pepe out. Rob Holding went for what, 1.2 or 1.2 million at the most, I think. I mean, he is still a top 10 defender, like top 10 as in top 10 team defender. Rob Holding is still a top 10 team defender,
No,
right? Okay, even if he is not, even if he's like, let's say, even if he is
he'll be a great defender for a team that is trying to stay in the league. And with how things are happening right now, any team from 10 to 20 would be good for him. I wouldn't say it's a top, because like 7 and 8 are Europe spots. So
yeah.
right now, like the competition is really high. I don't see him being a part of a Brentford or like a Brighton or whatever it might be that is trying to be in Europe. I don't see him being a part of like those squads. I don't know. Deepak, do you see him being there?
No, I I have an I have another theory. It's us as fans, we like put down the players which we don't like so much in Twitter, like including myself, like in this pod or something. Obviously, we can say like no one looks at these videos or anything, or like no one looks at Twitter, but social media is such a huge thing. Like obviously, other teams would look at this and see like they don't even care about this player. Why should we go and pay him 20 million,
Could be,
30
yeah.
million?
Yeah,
Like they know, like they really know that they just want to move them. like the way we project it, Nicolas Pepe, we could have just gave him game times like in those Starling Cup and something, and try to raise his value or things. But we never did this. He didn't get a chance, anything. He used to play 2-3 games and he used to perform, and then he was put right out of the team
But the thing is,
because like we have a Saka performing well.
Deepak, we don't have to give that, right? Like I would counteract that. We don't have to give that chance to him because we have other players. But we are sending these players on loan. Like right now, we have sent like what is his name? Nuno Tavares. Is he on loan? Yeah, he is on loan. And then we have like
He's not going to get us anything. Be ready for that. He's not going to.
yeah. But like Sambi Lokonga is on loan, and then there is like we had Ainsley Maitland-Niles on loan. Not now. He's gone, free transferred out.
Like
But
how much money you are expecting out of these players?
No,
These are not like great players.
No,
we have sold Oxlade-Chamberlain for a good amount of money.
Yes.
If we are looking at Liverpool and saying they sell like unknown players, like
where is that Ryan Brewster or whatever his name was?
Yeah, Sheffield United.
Where is he? Where is he now?
Yeah, he's in Sheffield United.
But they're not playing. He's not playing well, or he's not doing anything there. But
that's one salary. We sold Iwobi for like 30 million.
35, yeah.
You can't expect every transfer to be 25, 30 million.
No,
plus the biggest issue would probably also be the wages, right? Like he's on 140K per week. So the next team that he's going to, he's not going to settle for anything less than 140. So unless he's going to a team that is on the verge of playing for the Champions League, like Arteta did, he actually took a pay cut to come to us so he can play in the Champions League. But there's no team that is going into the Champions League that is going to be spending their money on him. You want to level up, not level down. So I don't think these are the factors. We gave him 140K. That's no team does that. Same thing with Cedric. We're struggling with Cedric now. We're forced to put him as a part of the 25-man squad because of the amount of money that we paid since he was a free transfer. No other team in their rightful frame of mind will give Cedric, I think he's earning 90K per week. He won't get that anywhere. Next team that he goes to, there's no way that he's going to get 90K unless he goes to the Middle East. So there was a combination, I said, of a lot of factors there.
It's not just us trying to sell, right? Even the player has to accept the contract. It's like if you ask like Cedric's example, which Arun gave, if someone is going to offer him 30K, obviously he's not going to go. He can just get his fat paycheck and stay here and then move on to a later point of time.
I am just as a ignorant or non what do you call it?
No, even this example of what happened in this window, Maguire, West Ham made an offer of 30 million. United were more than happy to accept it, but the player refused it, right? So there could be so many things, and at least Maguire had that interest, being an England player and an England international. I don't remember any team or any news of a team that had concrete interest in Pepe. It was always rumors that we heard, and all of these rumors were usually from sources that are not too reliable. So I never really saw any interest from. I was hoping that Nice would be able to get him because I thought that loan would actually change into a proper transfer. But if that team where he's on loan does not want him, and that's a French club on top of it, they don't have the money. I don't see anyone else apart from PSG in France having the money to buy any players. So yeah, I don't. When there's another player available for cheap who could probably do the same thing that Pepe does or be better than him and younger than him, I don't see why they would go for this player. So that's the player stock went down incredibly badly. Probably we had a role to play in it by not playing him often and then or not giving him the confidence in the player. There are a lot of intrinsic motivational factors that the player should have, and for him, after a point that kind of seemed to have stopped.
The thing is, I understand all this, okay? My brain understands all this, but at the end of the day, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I want us to be something good in sales and make money out of sales, so that when we buy, we are not totally dependent on our owners to bail us out. I don't know. It might be the Arsene Wenger brought up that is in me, who wants to balance the books instead of going for it, like what Chelsea fans
Maybe
does, right?
the next set of players, if you want to sell, maybe we can generate money. Nelson, Trossard, they are like people who can like
No,
generate
no, no,
money
no.
for.
We are not selling either of them. We need players.
No, I
Why?
am saying
Aaron's
if you're
holding it.
buying a better players,
No,
if
because
you're
next
buying
season
better
anyway, these
players,
guys would like. There's a possibility of Trossard, Nelson. Next season, there's a possibility that these guys could leave.
I
if
mean,
you're
if we
buying
give it,
better players, you are going to sell them. Then why are you going to keep them? That's how you moved like Cedric, Suarez, everything. Like they are moving out, right? Because you have better players.
Because then any team buys players in the hope that like they renew their contract like what we did for Eddie or Reese with the hope that these guys would be become better if given playing time, and then next season then we don't have to worry about that one spot. They perform great, they play for us. They perform average, they play for another team, like you said, a mid-table team. So that's the hope. But then how many players actually fulfill that? So
We sold Balogun for what 40 million,
yeah.
like to a French club. If someone from English club was interested, obviously we could have sold him.
This situation with Oilen, if like United had come and we were willing to sell, we were probably would have gotten like 80 to 90 million for Balogun.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
but
he was the top.
we wouldn't have sold to United.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there are like various factors. Like obviously
Like
we are not good sellers. That's not. But yeah,
the need and
maybe it's the
desperation. Plus, like again, you can also quote the example of City, who are like selling their academy players for insane amounts of money, but that's like the reputation that they've gained over a period of time in terms of how their academy functions, how their youngsters function, and all that. So we didn't have any of that during the period that we went from Wenger to Emery to Arteta. We really did not have anyone to say, yeah, Saka was there, but Eddie was still starting, Saka was still starting. So there was no one. So when we do sell off all of these players, that not sell all of these players, but when it comes to the time when we have to part with few players, we will definitely get quite a bit of money for these guys. I think I saw that Saka was the third most expensive player in the world.
Oh yeah.
When we sold 150 million or something of that sort. So
We are not
I don't
selling him.
think you're going to complain at that point when we are
We are
going
not. We are not selling him. We are not selling him.
yeah, not right now, but then like eventually.
Anytime he's gonna retire in this club.
One team man are done, Vijay. That's like a relic. Those are relics of the past. They're not there
Gonna
anymore.
come back. It's gonna come back with some of the players. But I mean, speaking of Saka, though, let's get to the international games, right? Arun, you were saying that I didn't see any of that information about Saka injury.
It was not like something that happened because of the international break, but this is like you remember like he had an Achilles heel injury last season.
Yeah,
like he was, yeah. So that's just
but
like
I thought he came in. I thought he came in as a substitute during the Scotland game.
Yeah, he did. No,
Yeah,
he's playing. He's playing, but he's playing with with pain. He's like playing with all that trouble that he has right now.
That's bad. I saw that Gabriel had his start. It was surprising for me to know that like this was his first start. Like how Brazil team doesn't have that many good defenders, but he never got his chance until now. And even then, there was news that he was injured and as a knee.
No, he was back. He started the second game as well, so he was back. First game he had trouble, but then like it wasn't like anything that was serious. So he was in line to start the second game, and he did too. Martinelli played a few minutes too, and he was very effective. He was very effective in the few minutes that he played.
And Rice was great. And Ramsdale let in one goal, which was Deepak. Did you see that goal? Maguire's hilarious mistake leading to that
I didn't see the goal. I saw it was an own goal by Maguire, but I didn't see the highlights.
No, but the thing, you know what? Like you're laughing, but I really feel sorry for that man. He doesn't seem to be to catch a break. He didn't start the game.
No,
he came in the 5th minute or something. He came in the second half. Within 20 minutes, he scores an own goal.
Like bad luck follows him everywhere, wherever he goes. Something
seriously. I feel sorry for him at this point. Like, we were like singing, he was singing his name when we were playing United as soon as he came in. But then, like, I don't know what could he possibly do. It's all out on the player. It's it's pressure on the team. I really don't know.
But the thing is, like, I mean, I would not. I mean, I'm sorry for him, but I'm always happy that this English team does something stupid like this, because I mean, if you are bringing in a Maguire and Jordan Henderson out of nowhere into this team when there are like much more better players, including Ben White, it's on you. And also, like, I saw Trossard scored, Odegaard scored,
Oh,
Zinchenko
Trossard's
played.
goal was so good.
I mean,
Was
Saka's
so
goal was so
fantastic
good
goal.
too. First goal
Yeah.
was so good. And then, like, first game, Trossard goal was so good. I mean, for me, that man needs to have more minutes. I was a little disappointed with him
He
not getting minutes in the United game. Deepak?
he will like the Champions League is starting. So
Yeah,
obviously
it's a
he will
long
get.
season. It's a long season, and we have so
Given our
many games to play.
injury history
Yeah,
and stuff,
exactly.
obviously he'll get game time.
No. Even he said, I think in one of his interviews, he was mentioning that, yeah, he still sees himself getting a lot more minutes. He's not worried about it, is what he said. But then, like, apart from that, I don't think anyone else from our team played, right? Like, is there anyone else who was on international break that I'm missing out? I mean, I looked
Zinchenko
at
scored.
Zinchenko scored a goal.
but
Yeah,
he didn't play 90 minutes. Zinchenko didn't play 90 minutes in either
good
of those
for
games.
us. Good for
Yeah.
us. And Gabriel Saliba led that goal, and Havertz had an assist
Mhm.
for Germany
Yeah.
against France. So Saliba made
Surprising.
yeah, he made a silly mistake, and Havertz like
I mean, first game Germany played so bad against Japan. I mean, Tomiyasu played amazing. Tomiyasu
yeah,
had
he
a
was really good.
great
Yeah.
game.
He played against Howard. Obviously, it's going to
there was the meme about, like, I mean, I'm worried about it right now, about how someone persisting with Harvard gets them fired from the
Yeah, I
coaching
know.
position, manager position. I'm like, oh no, oh no. But yeah, that I think that is the end of the roundup for the international. I don't think we have anything else to add there. My only worry is with the international break, all our backline played except Ben White, both the games. I mean, Ramsdale didn't play both the games, but most of our backline played both the games. Trice played more games. Odegaard played the game. Saka played a lot of minutes. So I'm just a little bit worried that, like, all of them had a lot more. And as usual, coming up with Everton, they are in horrible form. Deepak knows this feeling exactly what it is. They're in horrible
I saw
form.
something, and I was actually like very shocked when I saw that we haven't won there. I think in 7 years.
Yes.
It's like the kind of record that you would expect Arsenal to have against like a Liverpool or a Manchester City, not against fucking Everton. It's shameful.
It's going to be 8 years.
No, we are going to win this one. There, I said it. We are going to win this.
Don't you jinx it, Arun. Don't you
No
jinx
jinxing. We
it.
are winning this one.
I'm so worried about this game. I'll start with Deepak because I know that he will get the more, pessimistic approach than whatever is possible. I mean, Everton are coming from horrible run of games. To say it is horrible. Like, I mean, they kind of drew the game against Sheffield, but before that they had like 1-0 loss against Wolves. Before that they lost to Aston Villa, four goals, and before that they lost to fucking Fulham, and then I mean they didn't play at all. Like, it's not like they're playing well and losing it. No, they were horrible in most games.
No, actually, if you look at the stats, they did play decent enough. They had like more shots than Sheffield. They had more shots than Fulham and stuff. They did play well, and of course they haven't won anything. And it's how it's going to go. It happened last season. It happens with Southampton and Everton every single time, and usually it happens after international break. Every single time against Everton, if we don't turn up, if you look at the game, it's usually after an international game, and they would be on a literally like a poor run of form, like 10 games without a win or something. And you see, they will win this game and they won't win the next 4 games. That one green color will be in the middle and it will be always Arsenal. It happens against Everton and it happens against Southampton. Glad those idiots are not there anymore. But yeah, this is another bogey team. If it was Emirates, I would have been okay. Somewhat we might have matched the draw. It's Goodison Park,
We,
like
we, we
Aaron
beat them.
said.
We beat them 4-0 or 5-0 last season at the Emirates, right?
Yeah, somewhat something. Not 4-0 or something. Yeah, somewhat we beat them. But yeah, last we lost them against Goodison like 1-0.
Yep.
That was the Sunday's first game, right?
Yep.
Was
Yeah.
like battered left, right, center.
Yep. That's the thing, right? Like it's a double whammy for us because we are also bad against Sean Dyche teams.
Yeah.
So it's like Everton plus Sean Dyche plus international break. I am very worried. I mean, looking at Everton though, right? Like, I mean, this is the first game when we are discussing them. So they did sign a lot of players, right? They did sign like center forwards, left,
Yeah.
right, and center. Guy Beto or whatever. He's from
They
Udinese.
signed Beto, they signed Dan Juma.
Oh, I don't even know that name. I mean, he's that left.
He's from Villarreal.
Villarreal.
He's
Yeah.
he's the left forward, right? Like left
Yeah.
winger. Yeah. I mean, they did sign a fair few, and they are playing a 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1, whatever the formation is. So we know that they are going to, park the bus, so to speak, against us in Goodison. I don't. What would be the? I mean, do you know what would be the formation like? I mean, not the formation, but do you see who we are going to put on pitch against them?
Of course, and I'll tell you why I'm confident we are going to win this one.
Okay.
3 factors.
Okay.
They last time they took us out with Doucouré, Onana, and Idrissa Gueye.
Okay.
Idrissa Gueye is no longer there. It's only Doucouré and Onana. Okay. Number 2, we have a machine.
Why is he there? He's there, right? He started.
No,
last
they
game.
sold him. Idrissa Gueye is sold, I think.
No, he started last game. He's there still.
Really, I saw that he has been sold. That's why even
No.
with forget about the opposition. Even in that case,
it's the same 3.
no, even that's what I'm saying. Like even with them and him being there or not being there, it would have been good if he wasn't there, but him being there shouldn't matter because of the fact that we have this new machine called Rice. That's it's going to be a big factor for us in the physical battle. And you would be surprised with the third name that I'm going to give, Kai Havertz. He is going to have a really big impact in this game, not in terms of the goals or the assists that he's going to provide, but winning the physical battle in the middle of the pitch. He is going to be a big, big factor. The guy does not lose physical battle. What he does with the ball is a totally different issue. But off the ball, what he does is going to be super useful for us in this game. Everton are not ready for this. They have seen Arsenal being like having a soft core, right? I don't think when we did go there and lose to them, was Partey playing last season?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Partey was poor.
Yeah,
Yes.
Partey was very poor in that game. Yeah.
Yes.
So there was not really any factor that could like override the physical presence that they had in that game. Right now, we have much more of a physical presence. We win the midfield battle. It's not going to be a fun win. We are not going to batter them 3-0, 4-0, nothing of that sort. We'll escape with a 1-0, or even if it goes to 1-1, we'll seal a goal at the end. I'm confident we'll win this game.
Okay, so Rice in the midfield. What about the back 4?
Back 4 is going to be
the same.
Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, and White.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll be playing as we normally do. We'll be playing with a high line as we normally do. We'll go try to attack, but we won't press too much. Plus, again, Everton is not a team that you have to press. They are going to be playing on the counter.
So Rice, Howard, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, and
Jesus.
I want Jesus to start.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Because
we need to cause some chaos there, which Jesus is capable of.
And like it's also difficult to push him off the ball. I don't see Eddie and Havertz working. With all the games that we played so far, I've not seen that combo work. Whereas I can see Havertz and Jesus working primarily because Jesus can drop deep and he can allow Havertz to go in, and he can also pass the ball really well. So I think like Jesus and Havertz would be a good combination that would work well in this game. My only concern would be Saka and the physical battle that he'll be getting into. But if we can be comfortable in the game, then I think we'll sort of we won't have the need to have Saka play until the end.
I mean, Ashley Young is their counterpart for Saka on that side.
Yeah, he should play
I'm
well.
surprised. I saw somewhere that guy was going to
No.
I'm surprised.
But Deepak, on the midfield battle, or the battle to look forward to, Arun mentioned Andre Onana, Correa and Guy, they are still there. Arun, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, they are still there. So
they're there.
And so we are counteracting them with Rice, Havertz and Odegaard. How do you think that's where the game is? If Havertz and Odegaard or either of those two or either of two of those three have a bad game, then we lose that battle.
Why would two of the three have a bad game?
I mean, there is a lot of evidence till now that has not proved that Havertz is gonna have a good game, and Odegaard coming back from international break has always had a bad game in him. So I'm hoping that is going to be broken.
It's very simple. We put the ball beyond the midfield, we are winning the game. And we'll keep trying to do that over and over and over and over and over again. We are not going to not do that. I am talking like Arteta.
It would be more between Saka and Ashley Young.
Yeah.
Last season, it was that Ukrainian, who's that Nikolenko. He had a really good game against Saka. But I think who will start. So he is what? He's not young. He's 39 or something.
He is young, but he's not young.
Yeah. So Saka should have a good run at him, and plus Jesus can also drift that side and cause some issues. And I think it would be mostly between Saka and Young, where this game would be decided, plus Jesus starting. Then the midfield, given we have signed Rice for these kind of games where you get physically battered, Rice can provide you that assurance.
And he doesn't stop with just winning the ball. He progresses it forward. So that is going to be a huge factor, because even if we do leave that spot vacant, forget about Zinchenko, we do have the three defenders that we have who can show the defense line, the first third. So it's going to be super dependent on Rice. And like Deepak said, Saka Young would be a very deciding battle. I'm pretty sure Saka can win that. Trust me, Havertz is going to be the X factor for this game.
Okay. I'm still not there. I'm still not there to accept that. I mean, you can see it in my face. I'm not there. But Deepak, one more question, right? Now that the Champions League draw is done, we need to start thinking of these kind of midweek games and start planning our week games with that midweek games in mind. Does that gonna change how we set up how our starting lineup is, or are we going to put our best team forward every 3 days? Because I remember Arteta one time was coming out and saying these are professional players, they should be able to play every 3 days.
Yeah, I think he still would stick with that policy which he has. I don't think so he would chop and change just for the sake, at least at the start of the season. Maybe during the end, when we go towards title run or towards the end of the season, we might see a different approach. Given that whatever we did last season didn't work, maybe he might change. But I don't think so at the start of the season. Given that we haven't hit the top gear, which is a good thing. We haven't started well, but we lost. Just drew one game against Fulham, which we would have won. So yeah, I don't think so he would consider the PSV game at all. On Sunday, he would put the best 11.
Okay. So Arun, you're going for the win as prediction?
Yeah.
Scoreline?
1-0 or 2-1. Yeah.
Okay. Deepak?
Draw 1-1.
Okay, so I mean, we are moving on. That is the end of Arsenal discussion, but we will talk about match day 5 with the other teams, as we have been doing quite some time, talking about other teams and results and predicting other stuff. So match day 5, we have like I'll throw games one at a time at each one of you. Wolves versus Liverpool. Deepak, do you see that to be anything that to be looked at?
Is it an away game from
Liverpool.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
yeah, Liverpool is away. It's Wolves.
not that it matters. Just want to know.
Yeah.
Wolves are playing well but losing games, so I don't think so it would change any time soon. Liverpool would win this probably 2-1 or 3-1.
Mm. I'll throw two games at you. One is Fulham and Luton. That seems to be the relegation battle that, at least for me.
No. Fulham will win this one. I don't think they'll be in any trouble in terms of relegation this season. Fulham won't be. I know they don't have a goal scoring option in Mitrovic, but they have a fantastic goalkeeper. So that would like make a lot of difference. And Luton are not a team that are known to like create shots after shots. So if it was Forest, I would have said something else. But like Luton, for their my pick for the first team to get relegated. So them and Sheffield would be for sure relegated, and I really hope Everton does. So um, I don't think like Fulham will have any trouble. They should win this game.
The other one is Tottenham Sheffield. You said Sheffield would be relegated. Tottenham
Yeah.
are playing
Tottenham are
well.
in good form. Whether it's home or away, they're going to win that game. As much as I hate saying this, they're going to win this game.
The big one, Deepak, the big one, at least there are two big ones for me, and one of the big ones is West Ham versus Manchester City. I mean, I don't know if we should call it a big one because West Ham has been doing good, but I don't know if they have enough to go, bring City to their ground and do something about it.
Nope.
It's West Ham's home game, by the way. Deepak.
Yeah, West Ham is a tricky team to play at home, at their home.
Yeah.
I think like City drew last season or maybe the season before that, I guess. So it can be a tricky game, but even City hasn't started that great, but they have been winning games, just like sleepwalking.
They always win games. They always don't start well.
Yeah, so I think they would probably win 2-1 maybe.
You mean
Given that
City?
Haaland is there, yeah, City, yeah.
Okay. Arun, do you want to lay in a little bit about that game, or do you want to?
It's going to be like West Ham will try to do a lot of things, but City have too much firepower, and I don't. Bowen against I think City will win. No, I really don't see.
Okay, so for you, the Brighton versus United, or United versus Brighton, because it's Old Trafford.
It's a fun game.
That's going to be like a fun game. That's going to be a tough game for United. I think it'll be a draw.
Brighton has been playing. I mean, I've said this multiple times. They are my second favorite team right now in the Premier League. Even though I am a goal digger going behind City, that they might win it again. So, but still, Brighton are a fun team to watch. And United players, even though they lost against us, their players have performed well in the international break. Bruno Fernandes had a good international break. I think Rashford had a good international break. Of course, Maguire, we know what happened, but still.
More than that, it's for me the factor that they're playing back at home. They've just like coming off a loss, and they're playing back at home. And at home, they've performed really well. The last season, I don't think they lost a game at home. So
they somehow like turn up at home. Even like if they go 2-0 down, they come back and at least. So I think it would be a draw. Maybe I want Brighton to win, obviously, but hopefully they at least draw the game.
I think it's going to be a draw. But I think there's more possibilities of a United win than a Brighton win in this one.
Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. Who wants to take it?
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa will win. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at their home. They should win.
Hodgson teams are good, but I think it's like Villa at home and like, they attack, they have like good firepower to negate whatever Crystal Palace could possibly throw at them. Yeah, so I think they'll win too. And it's not us, so Andrea, you will not have like a terrific game. Every season, it's only against Arsenal that he suddenly becomes like a Messi or something and starts.
The other game is, I think, Newcastle game, Newcastle versus Brentford.
I think it will be a draw, maybe.
Newcastle are not having a good start to the season. Do you think, Deepak or Arun, like both of you can answer, like, do you think Eddie Howe position is under threat right now?
No. Look at the game they had. It was against City, Liverpool.
Yeah, but still, like I mean, it's not that they lost the game. That's what I'm saying. But I don't see Newcastle having a great gameplay or something to look forward to under Eddie Howe.
No, they started the first game really well. Like they won 5-1. And yeah,
the Liverpool
they
game too, they
performed.
were good. They were good.
They were
Liverpool
good.
game
The
too.
only game which they were bad was against Brighton. They were completely outplayed. Apart from that, they were decent. They should have won that game against Liverpool. And yeah, so I don't think so. His job is under threat. Maybe like if they lose against Brentford, some talks might come up, but I don't think it's a threat right now.
Yeah, plus again, like they are not a team that are in a stage where like losing 3 games is considered, like a disaster or like a crisis, because like that is sort of reserved for like the teams that are chasing the title. So yeah, Newcastle, I think Howe will be given chances to.
I mean, they finished 3rd or 4th last season.
4th. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, plus they have the pressure of the Champions League as well, right? And they know that being in such a difficult group is they do not have a lot of chances. So I don't think they'll start treating this as a crisis yet.
But the other side, Arun, is the crisis, right? What Chelsea is going through. Bournemouth versus Chelsea. It's a must-win for Chelsea, isn't it?
It is. It is, but I don't see another manager right now who could possibly do what they need, what Chelsea need as a team. Like, I don't see a better manager than Pochettino to do that right now. If
but
they
what
do
is Pochettino doing? Like, I mean, that's the part, right? Like, if they do
Vijay, we are talking all of this right now because whatever Mikel did has worked. We had the same questions when he was doing his first full season. He finished 8th. Yeah, agreed. He didn't have like any investment or anything at all. But that situation is similar to this situation because of the fact that all the players that he has under all the players that are present at Chelsea right now under Pochettino are either ones who were bought last season or the ones who were bought this season. And 30 to 35 players who hardly got any chances last season, they underwent like 3 or 4 managerial changes. So there is really no difference in my mind between those two. So like expecting Chelsea to do miracles this season, it's not going to happen. But they are under a very good manager who knows how to create something out of nothing. He did that with Tottenham. We can never discount that. For the time that he was there for 2-3 seasons, Tottenham were one of the best teams in England. And the spend was almost nothing. It was only when he started spending that he had trouble. So for me, he's like the right manager to be there and get the best out of that young team. He needs to be given time if Chelsea want to improve.
The last game of the game week is Nottingham versus Burnley.
Did you have anything to say about that, Deepak? Like, I see you having a smirk.
No, like, yeah. If you like give like 30 players to like a manager, you don't want him to be fired like 3 games into the season.
I mean, you don't want to be, but Chelsea, they will do it.
I don't think so. They would. Todd Bowley, I don't think so. I think that's why they hired Pod. I think he would be at least given a half a season. Let's say if he loses like 10 games in a row, maybe he would be fired. But but not like just losing against Forest. They missed chances left, right, center in the game. They should have won that game.
Plus, if you see all the metrics, they're on top of all the metrics right now. So there's like the final part that is missing, and like more of time with Pochettino, the more he tries to like instill the playing style, because his playing style is not easy. It involves like a lot of running. Your players need to be at like their physical best, which will take time. And this is a young team. Young players have that energy, but they don't have that sustained energy to last a season. So it's not one set of experienced players and then one set of youngsters. Apart from, you take Sterling out, you take Chilwell out, and you take like, of course, Reece James or poor guy is almost always injured, and you take like Kukurea out. The rest are all kids. Like you have a 39-year-old Thiago Silva who somehow is performing week in week out when youngsters are not doing so. So like there's not a lot of experience, and there's not a lot of like players who are ready to play the style of football that Pochettino plays. So it will take time.
Mhm. Last thing, Deepak, Luton versus Nottingham Forest, or Nottingham Forest versus Burnley.
Was Burnley.
Burnley,
but
Nottingham Forest, Burnley.
I think, is it like Forest home game?
Yep.
If so, it's they're going to win. All this hype about Burnley and company is going to come crashing down.
If we cannot win even against Nottingham Forest, I don't know how the hype is justified. And
If it was in Burnley's home, they might have done something. But Forest are really good at their home.
All right, that's our predictions. That's our take on this week's games. If you guys think like you can predict it better, please do comment in, and also reach out to us. As I always say, if you want to talk and be part of our group right now, and please do like, share, subscribe, and also press that bell icon whenever you can. I think that's the end of the episode. Thanks Deepak, thanks Arun. Hopefully we'll meet after Everton 0, Arsenal 10.
I just need 0-1.
You could have just said we are not meeting for the next.
All right, see ya guys, bye.
Thank you.